Hello, Cancer. This is your timeless The Love Variant reading. Please bear in mind a few things before we get started. These messages may resonate more if Cancer is found in your Sun, Rising, and or Jupiter position. However, if you're here for Cancer being in your Moon placement, you may not feel that this reading is giving you what you might be in search of, which might be emotional redemption. If that sounds intriguing to you, feel free to check out the description box below for a link to get access to my second channel, which the content there and coming may be of assistance for you. All right. To remember that past, present, and future energetical timelines could come forth of vibrancy, to use your discernment to take all of that which belongs to you and to leave the rest behind. I'm hearing the words "in due time." Remember that the love variant can cover any type of topic, so it can, whether it be singlehood, partnership, polyamory, marriage, divorce, whatever, karmic, divine, anything is possible in this reading. The Smith, overthinking, taking action. There's a need to build some sort of defense, some sort of understanding to what you truly want, especially with the relationships that you're like to forge with what we would call your spirit guides, because you're not spending enough time with your spirit self to understand all facets of what you may be and what you remember to be. It's different than having seen visions and knowing maybe of your past lives. It's different than that. It's more like the meaning as to why you keep coming back, the meaning why things are different now than they were all the other times you reincarnated. And if you can understand the symbiosis that is happening at this time, for you to really be able to be the curator of the narrative of a destiny that's out for the grabs and for the taking. What it is that you remember is a bit chaotic. There's a lot of chaos in your past lives, a lot of and I'm saying a lot coming through here for your past life energy of being very, 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 in layman's term, apocalyptic. Like, they were so riveting experiences for you. It is fascinating to bear witness here, the energies whoa. It's a lot of tales coming at me at once. All right, simmer down. Your ancestors are hungry to talk with Bastet, because Bastet is the ruler of darkness, so she understands everyone's darkness and see whether or not their light within their darkness is of purity. That is why she operates of light and light only, for being the ruler of darkness that she is. And one way to kind of connect with her energy is to understand the connections with thy ancestors, you know? So, anyway. But not enough time spent with the light of you, like the light of fire. In Spanish, I believe it's alma, the soul, really the purity of what you are. That doesn't matter if you know who you are, but the essence of what you are is fascinating. And because you have fought so many timelines, it's asking for one last fight. But this fight is a different one. And it's asking you to see if you can identify it. Because some of you are still in a bit of a narrative that's outdated based on old traditions, and having too much trust on old traditions and not reaping true rewards of what's right in front of you. The adventurer, responsibility, expectations. The aspirant, ambition, diligence, setbacks. The painter, productivity, creation. I mean, there's a healer amongst y'all, all right? And yeah, of course, we all have the ability to heal, but that's nor here nor there at this point of the game, all right? Because if you're going to allow your ego to be like, oh, we all have healing abilities and we all have you're feeding the fucking narrative first and foremost that, one, your ego is shit because... You hear that? Silence. Who gives a damn? If healing is something that we're all capable of, then why do we have so much shit happening around us? Right? So it's very relative to have that type of response when someone in the community, when you say, you know, yeah, I just got into my, you know, my psychic powers and I'm like understanding what they are and blah, blah, blah. Someone else goes, well, we all have them. We're all capable of doing it. Like, all right, relax. I didn't say you're not incapable. I'm just saying I have my understanding of my psychic abilities and blah, blah, blah. And then if you have this conversation of knowing a finite me, myself, and I, and you go on a little bit too long of a narrative, you sound narcissistic. It's like... Humanity really expects too much of ether, because ether looks down upon y'all and says, how do you not see that your ego is doing a lot of this mess, creating a lot of this shit? All right, so now a lot of you want to reinvent, want to redecorate, want to re-zen, want to refocus, want to revisit certain rabbit holes to maybe understand them a little bit differently, because you're more grounded to what it is that you thought you wanted, but realizing something's still off. Ancestors don't seem too happy with that message, because I feel like the majority of you are still chasing a fairy tale. And chasing a fairy tale is to neglect the one that you already have. Oh. All right. We have the Nine of Swords. There's a lack of trust within yourself at this time. Yeah, look at that. Oh, you don't want that card popping out. Four of Wands. You don't want the truth of the situation to come up. That you're just not that happy with the Nine of Wands. Yeah, the injured, wounded warrior. All right. You feel something is off with you and your ancestors, but you are busy at the same time. There is a marriage, there is a wedding, there's something ceremonial that you feel insecure about. And you don't know if you can trust it. Yeah, you're looking at your worth in the situation. You're looking at the longevity and commitment of the situation. You recently either were asked... Woo! High Priestess, I said the ancestors are watching. I mean, they... Oh. All right. This instability. This was already addressed, but there's something in the realm of religion, or something coming from the Bible, perhaps, and I really do not like using that term. but a scripture of some kind that this person a long time ago, maybe even through cultural understanding and beliefs, that this scripture held the truth for all that is desired in life, and that all questions could be answered through this type of book. However, the more and more the ancestors walked the plane of the footing of these earths, they understood over time and the leaving of their bodies that there is a bigger song playing that is now making itself known to who's the one delivering the message of either writing these scriptures, telling the story over and over again, teaching them, or saying they're masters of having once read the damn words. Okay? And part of that, there was an indoctrinated belief to maybe go to church and pray and do all these systemic things or systematic things that allows you to understand the fruits of sometimes the unknown of life. And however, we need to slow that shit down for a fucking moment, Cancer. And I know that I'm going to reach some personal notes here that are going to be a little bit hurt by what these words are going to maybe make you feel. But if we're going to express any understanding by the worthiness of our mental aptitude, we understand that we once had control over our minds. And that could come as simple as maybe remembering your childhood, because in that act of innocence, you were whomever it is you just felt to be, because damn it, you are just that vibrant. You are a fresh little baby, and you are just living it up. And then something happened, Cancer, in the vicinity of what people are saying family ought to be. Relatives, maybe your family is just huge, maybe your cousins down the block, across the street, then the uncles two blocks down, the family is really close, all up in your business. And then you realize that something's off. The emotional availability to what these people are saying could be found in the comforts of your indoctrinated home through the whispers of please respect the words of the Bible. Make it a very confusing tale when you all of a sudden the child is muzzled and cannot any longer be thyself. Emotional abuse, emotional neglect, and the worst one, emotional manipulation. There's a falsehood that was developed in your life that you felt always maybe or still do off by, that there's has to be something bigger than this shit. And if that thought is there, maybe that's the silver lining that you need to look at that silver light and see if it has a message on the other side. Because maybe you'd be surprised it's the light of the other side that is telling you, hey, over there, that's artificial light. So justice is coming in. Is it? Fuck. Please know this is Sekhmet's channel, and she is the ruler of justice. So the white light that you are afraid to look at is actually color pink if you really focus on it. And then what you experience in the void of what we call the world in a globe, however flat or global it may be, would be easier to understand, because you'd understand why it's important to go through these cycles of these 10 of Swords, because your guides and all of that which you know and all of that which makes you successful in more ways than one, Cancer. I mean, a lot of people are attracted to how you make things look so easy. Ultimately, the soul struggles, but everything else, I mean, is glowing. And in more ways than one, you see and know that justice has always been in your favor, even in the darkness. Hence why this balancing act here of this 9 not being yet a 10, and that develops into a 10, is the binary coding to understand why there is a repeat, an end and a beginning, and a beginning and an end, and a push and pull of the eternity, especially negated here with this Wheel of Fortune. All right, as the wheels. There is the eternal daisy of doom, and then there's the eternal flower of life. Okay, different vibration, y'all. Different vibration. Man. So ultimately, there's an individual in your life that's very masculine, doesn't matter the gender, but very masculine, someone that you really are attracted to because they make it, law of attraction, look so damn good, okay? But their background is a bit of a manipulator too. It's their background. I mean, it's two meeting of the minds here, for sure, all right? The Emperor knows about you, you know about the Emperor. Everything is done in the eyes of the secret here with the High Priestess. Everything looks nice and lovely on the outside until bam. Five of Cups energy at the end of the day. Why are you listening to tarot in secret? You don't want to be catapulted into feeling negative energy. So some of you are putting tarot aside, Reiki aside, the healing of natural medicine aside, because you're like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. What do you mean I'm not ready? You got everything that you wanted. Law of attraction, you just sped the fuck up because you've been able to manifest something that you've always wanted. It's right here. It's asking you to pay attention in the shadow to bridge the worlds together, because if you don't, that bridge is going to collapse. It's going to fucking collapse. Because there's third-party energy wanting to come through. Because you need to subsidize this negative energy to a pillar of foundation for something. For some, it's just too much. You can't ignore it that much longer. It has to subsidize itself somewhere. So whether it's your fear thinking that this Emperor is going to cheat on you, could happen. If it hasn't happened already. Or you could be the one cheating. Ooh. Someone's got warped up. I see that staff right here, that Emperor right here. It's that I think I know about feminine and masculine energy. All right. If you know about feminine and masculine energy, then there are zero problems with you. And I mean that. It doesn't mean having zero problems is void of issues. It's just that you are absolutely in the most control of them, which means silence. There is nothing and no one in the world of dimension that not even peace can provide. Remember that. For the void is a black hole, and a lot of shit happens in the black hole, all right? Things can get sucked in and pushed out. It's like the Mandalorian? In a place where there is no time? All right, Cancer, this is what it is. All right, rejuvenation time, doing what you love the most, being in water. All right, will absolutely redefine this sense of essence, Cancer. It was there from the beginning. You have to ride the wave because you're very known for riding the wave. We have to crack the whip. We have to crack that ice. Yep, look at that. Father of Pentacles, or the Queen came up earlier, and then you were like, oh my God, they love me and I love my life. The King of Pentacles shows up. All right. This could be, now just listen, if this is the divine connection, this Emperor will settle, reaches his or her own ascension, and rise into the Magician energy, where it's just a working energy of no ego. If this is a karmic relationship, you will rejuvenate yourself, understand you've chosen a wrong path, leave the situation, and don't anticipate closure, because closure is defined on the path of elevation. The higher you ascend, closure is already, it's imminent. Six of Cups. Some of you are going to be reunited with your twin. And reunited means that whomever you are with is not your twin. Okay, that's a very clear message. So please take however that may resonate. We have the Two of Pentacles and the Son of Pentacles. Oh, Jesus. Son of a gun. Fucking Tower. Ah, there's that Magician. Juicy. What did I say? What did I say? The Emperor could ascend into being the Magician. Holy cannoli. Well, some of you on a karmic path will have bumped a pathway into someone who is very spiritual to finally bring in that spark that you thought you didn't have. Don't let the energies get sloppy. That's why I was like, holy shit, all right? Don't let the energies get sloppy, because don't mix memory of what you think it feels good with remembering what you know fulfills you. A bit of a difference. They trigger the same place, but not for the same reasons. We have to practice silence is to practice awareness. Didn't I say that? I mean, galactic light and choices teaches the ego. I'm laughing because that came up too. Alrighty. Cancer, that completes your reading. With that being said, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space. May you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.